Making our own toothpaste is another way of being chemical-free. Raw butter, because butter absorbs into your mouth, your gum. Mike's great at brushing his teeth with this. He'll even let this set out, and then so the butter turns to like blue cheese tasting, and he says, "Oh, bubblegum."
Alright, so how's it going, everybody? Today we're back with another wife swap reaction. Decided to make another one since you guys enjoyed the first one so much, and today we're going to be looking at a pretty nasty family. They eat raw meat and they brush their teeth with clay and butter, which is honestly, you can kind of tell. But this family, aside from already being pretty disgusting, is also really, really weird. I haven't really seen the episode yet. I've only really read the synopsis and read a little bit about it on Reddit. But it is not looking too good for this family, considering that they have literal news articles written on them. But yeah, let's get into this episode. It's the Hagwoods versus the Hesswebs, which who in the fuck is naming these horrendous families? I don't know where they're finding these people, but let's get started.
Each week from across America, two families are chosen. This week, the Hagwoods of Iowa. Barbara and Mike live a frontier lifestyle in preparation for the apocalypse.
Of course, the family that brushes their teeth with clay and fucking butter is preparing for the apocalypse. They can't prepare for the fucking dentist, but they can prepare for the apocalypse.
They think city folk haven't got a hope when it comes to preparing for disaster. Their kids don't go to school, but learn about life on their farm.
Oh man, they don't understand that they are the disaster. These poor kids though, man, they really need to be in school. Especially with this crackhead family, man, they need some sort of normal interaction with the outside world and, you know, actual knowledge of the outside world and knowledge in general, really. If you really think about it, it's a dumbass family.
The whole family exists on a raw food diet. Raw chicken, raw beef, and rotting meat.
Now that's awesome, man. That's delicious. Rotting meat? The narrator almost sounded like he wanted some, bro. Why was he so excited?
And rotting meat. They also believe bacteria is a good thing, so they don't clean their house.
Oh man, you walk into this house and you catch fucking polio, bro. This place is disgusting. I'm not saying they gotta be up anybody's ass about cleaning, but, you know, clean at least somewhat.
And the city-loving Hess-Webb family from California. Cultured couple Kim and Robert pride themselves on their sophisticated and stylish tastes in clothes, art, and international cuisine. Education is paramount.
Yeah, that's awesome, but are these kids alright? This one looks fucking stoned, and this kid's just terrified. What's going on?
For their kids, and Kim makes them listen to classical music in the hope it will raise their IQ.
I'd hate to be their kids, man. Imagine you can't listen to shit but Beethoven. You got a little iPod just loaded up with... Like, I'm all down for classical music, bro, don't get me wrong, but I'm not listening to that and that only till I'm fucking dead. I'm sorry.
Each wife is about to get a new husband, new children.
Eat your eggs.
Bro, is that family a cult or some shit? You're not gonna see your son for a week. Tell him you love him or some shit. Eat your rotten raw eggs, son.
Bye. And a new life.
We raise our chickens and we eat their meat raw. Can you die from that?
Yeah, you can. Somebody's gonna comment on this saying, well, salmonella rarely kills you. Yeah, until you start killing chickens and eating them straight up. Nobody takes into account the fact that families like this are out there.
We're gonna get rid of your clothes and give them to charity.
Absolutely not. You're gonna let go and you're gonna get out of my home.
Charities are awesome, but you're not going to come into my closet and steal my shit and donate it. Fuck you.
This is what they think is good for their bodies.
And you wouldn't know because you won't try.
I will not try raw meat.
I know! You won't try it, so how do you know?
How do you know that raw meat is bad for you if you don't eat it, dude? What the fuck? That's like saying, how do you know a train can kill you if you've never been struck by one? It's raw meat, dude.
Real hoes.
I am not gonna watch you slaughter that chicken.
Robert, get back here.
We'll leave Barb right here on this farm where she belongs.
Is she chasing this man and his children with a dead chicken? This episode's going to be fucking nuts, man.
I'm done!
In the desolate wilds of Iowa, far from any city, the Hagwoods are prepared.
Yeah, man, prepared for tooth decay.
Prepared to survive.
I can't imagine them surviving for much longer like this, honestly.
We live off the land, and if a disaster ever happened, we would be ready for it.
Ice storms, could be terrorist attacks, whatever.
Who the fuck is going to terrorist attack your farm, dude? I promise you have nothing to worry about. Imagine if this family spent all this time that they're preparing for the doomsday that will never come and actually use that time to do something good. Like, I don't know, putting their kids into school so they don't end up anything like this when they're adults.
Mike and Barbara discovered the raw food diet a year ago, and now the whole family has to eat everything raw.
How do you just make your family eat raw food like that? You'd think that they'd give their kids a choice over having salmonella or not.
We eat raw meat, raw chicken, raw beef. Doing this diet takes up a lot of our time. I'm in the kitchen close to 6 hours a day.
You're in the kitchen for 6 hours a day doing fucking what, man? You're not cooking. You literally only eat raw food. Like, what the fuck are you doing inside of the kitchen for 6 hours? I genuinely cannot fathom that.
Hey, Lee, have you had your eggs yet?
No.
We have 2 children, Lee, who's 15, and Alicia, who's 13.
They did not put a clip of this man downing an egg shot. There's no possible way that you can convince me that this tastes good at all.
Usually I try to do about a dozen eggs a day.
I don't know whether to laugh or to cry, man. You take 12 egg shots a day. That is actually the wow.
High meat is raw meat that has been aged over time. This one here is probably 3 or 4 months old.
This looks like the rotten flesh from fucking Minecraft, bro. This is disgusting. Like,
The Hagewood kids work 8 hours a day on the farm, and that makes up part of their very different form of schooling.
that's not a fair trade-off at all, man. Instead of going to school, they work for free. Aren't there child labor laws against that? They should be at school right now, man. They work 8 hours a day, don't get paid, and they're drinking raw eggs. A part of me wants to say this shit is kind of cruel.
It made sense for us to start to unschool, which means listen to what they want to learn and give them the opportunities to learn those types of things. They both raise their chickens, so that in itself is schooling.
There's other things you need to learn in life other than how to raise a chicken. Your kids are teenagers that probably can't read or write or do basic math, and that's a problem. They know how to raise chickens, but they don't know how to do fucking math.
Making our own toothpaste is another way of being chemical free. Raw butter, because butter absorbs into your mouth, your gum. Mike's great at brushing his teeth with this. He'll even let this set out, and then so the butter turns to like blue cheese tasting, and he says, "Oh, bubblegum."
Yeah, man, this family's breath smells like fucking crickets. This is disgusting. I'm gonna go to the other family.
Brushes his teeth.
It takes a special breed of people to live in the country.
Yup. A really, really special breed.
Fashionably hip and cultured Kim Hess Webb takes advantage of everything city life has to offer.
We are the quintessential urban family. We have world-class everything here. Everything is available to you at your fingertips.
Well, toothpaste isn't available at your fingertips at that other family's place, so get ready for that.
We eat out probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Could we get the garlic beef? No, we eat out 2 or 3 times a day.
Imagine going from eating out 2 or 3 times a day, fancy meals inside of the city, to going to the countryside and eating a raw chicken. They probably don't even take the fucking feathers off, man. Let's just be real.
The Hess Webbs are obsessive about keeping their home clean.
We don't like a lot of germs in the house, so we're constantly cleaning.
This lady's not gonna last 5 seconds inside of that other house. There's no way. Just absolute complete polar fucking opposites, man. One family likes to keep it clean, likes to stay casual, likes to stay nice and tidy, and the other family is literally a pigsty. They're gross. Now that we've gotten a feel for both of the families, though, I'm going to go ahead and skip a little bit inside of the episode and show you guys the actual, swapping of the wives.
Wow, there's nothing for miles around.
Before they meet their new families, the wives get a chance to explore their new homes.
Oh my god, it's filthy.
This kitchen reminds me of one of those find the hidden object puzzles. I don't think I've ever seen a more cluttered kitchen in my entire life, man. You could find God in here.
Nice, clean kitchen. Not using that thing, it's a death trap.
Oh yeah, cooking food, what a death trap. It's crazy that there's actually people out there that live like this, man. They really just... They're this stupid. They're poor kids, man. I can really only imagine what her kids are going to grow up to be like, man. I mean, they have nothing normal going on whatsoever inside of their lives at all. And they've been trained to this point to just eat raw meat and drink raw eggs, dude. I can only imagine where that's going to end up for them.
Are those rotten eggs? Why are there so many eggs? Leave my skirt alone.
Processed turkey breast? Well, she's gonna have the real chicken breast at home.
My bad, just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Imagine what that house has to smell like, dude. Just cartons and cartons of rotten eggs stacked on top of each other and actual goats walking around. This house literally has to smell like an elephant's fucking asshole at this point.
Oh my god, I'm not eating here.
Mouthwash for their mouth, germs in their mouth? Are they afraid of something?
You gotta love it. These sorts of weirdos always gotta turn it into a conspiracy. Are they afraid of the government because they use mouthwash? No, dude. They just use mouthwash because they aren't fucking gross. I don't know how to explain it to you. Not everybody wants bacteria all over them, dude. Some people just, don't want to die.
Oh my god, is that the shower? This cannot be for real. I'm not showering.
Can't you see me in high heel shoes? This'll be fun.
You're the only one that gets to have fun. Fuck you.
Fashion isn't big here, but I expect in Iowa, it's not a big fashion capital.
For the first week, the wives must live by the rules of their new family. Each wife has written a manual as a guide to the running of their homes.
So due to the contracts that they signed to be on this show, does she have to eat raw meat? Does she just not have a fucking choice because it's written inside of the house rules? If that's the case, I could never be on this show, man. I don't think that I can just agree to this sort of family's rules for a week.
Welcome to our home. We're 90 miles from the nearest big city. We're 90 miles from the nearest big city.
We eat out 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes twice a day. Do they know what restaurants actually put in their food?
You need to worry about E. coli being in your food. Don't worry about what's inside of a restaurant's food. It's crazy, man. People just go off of what they know. This is her entire reality, alright? She genuinely feels as if she's safer by eating raw meat. Spoiler alert. She's not.
My husband Mike chose our all raw diet because we believe cooked foods are the cause of most health problems.
That has to be one of the most ironic sentences ever. Yeah, eating your food cooked makes you really fucking sick.
Oh, I am not eating raw meat.
Germs and bacteria are the enemies of a healthy household. It's called being civilized. You don't have to have an immaculate house to be civilized.
You spend your days preparing for the doomsday that will never come, and you don't put your kids in schooling. I don't think that you're very civilized, to be honest with you. I mean, considering the fact that this episode aired probably 10 to 20 years ago at this point, and there has been no fucking doomsday since this episode's creation, safe to say she missed the bullet.
People who obsessively clean their homes and make their kids wash their hands all the time are wasting their time.
You heard it here first, guys. It's a waste of time to wash your hands. Stop that shit now, you fucking asshole.
Oh my goodness, is this mom not gonna make my kids wash their hands?
Honestly, yeah, probably that's how it's gonna go.
So after they go to the bathroom, are they just gonna waltz out and eat some raw meat?
Yeah, also sounds about right. Yeah, they'll probably do that.
And we eat an all raw food. Everything.
Okay. I think she's eating raw meat. And I'm not sure I quite understand that.
You don't understand it because it's fucking ridiculous. Anybody would have a brand would at least, like, you know, clean their food. If you're going to eat raw meat, I'm sure that most people that do it aren't fucking stupid about it, at least. I'm sure that they clean their food and wash their hands, unlike this lady and her family, which I don't know what they expect to come from that other than death and bacteria.
So what made the decision to start the raw diet?
Stools have been a lot better.
It's probably much easier to digest.
Yes.
Or maybe you just have tapeworms. They're eating inside of your stomach. You should probably stop eating raw meat, too.
His stools were a benefit of the diet. It's not really something I want to discuss with someone I just met.
The last thing this guy cares about is you being comfortable, man. Let's just be real. He thinks he's the king of the universe and that he knows exactly what he's talking about and that he's going to be there when the doomsday happens, dude, and he's going to protect his fam.
Oh.
In California, Barbara joins the family for a night out to dinner and her first cooked meal in over a year.
One of the benefits of living in the city is that we eat lots of different foods.
So you really don't think about what you're eating.
Would you look at who just asked that question? It doesn't matter to me. She has worms in her stomach, dude. She's really losing at the end of the day. But if I take you out on a nice-ass, expensive dinner and you're sitting there with the food in your mouth, fucking chewing it, you know it's good, and you're gonna sit there and say, do you ever think about what's actually in your food? Suddenly, I forgot my wallet.
In Iowa, immediately after milking, Kim has to prepare her first ever raw meat meal.
There is absolutely no way that I am eating raw meat.
I'm not doing that shit either, man. If I were on this show right now, I don't care what the fuck the contract says, bro. You guys are gonna have to, like, put me down or something, dude. I'm not doing it.
I just can't.
You just need to cut up this, and then you just slice it like that.
I didn't wash my hands.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. I promise it matters so much. That's crazy, man. She's never been to school. She never learned about the importance of, you know, not being around germs. See, she doesn't wash her hands, dude. That's so fucking crazy. Imagine, like, living your entire life being taught not to wash your hands.
I didn't know you could eat raw meat without getting sick. Do you have to build up your system to be able to take this?
Yes, you have to build it. You'd probably vomit because it's getting rid of the toxins from the cooked food.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all, and I don't think I want to trust her on that. I know that she didn't learn that from science class. Nothing about that sounds right at all, though. I don't think that you're puking because you're getting out the toxins from all the cooked food in your system. No, you're puking because you're eating raw meat.
Lee, come here, get your meat meal.
Thanks.
I can't believe people eat like this.
I think it's very irresponsible as a parent not to know where your food comes from. They're so in education, why not educate yourself about what you put in your mouth?
Alrighty, okay, she's one to talk, but yeah, I really hope you guys ended up enjoying today's video. This family's something else, dude. But yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up around here. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps me out a ton. Well, help more people see the video too, which is always great. I want to do a test to see how many people made it to the end though, as per usual. So if you made it to the... God, I can't talk. If you made it to the end of the video, then comment on it saying LOL, and I'll hurt your comment as per usual. Shows me that you made it to the end, and it'll make me so appreciative. But yeah, thank you guys so goddamn much for watching. And if you guys want a part 2 to this, let me know inside of the comments. I'm gonna need a lot of people to let me know though, because I don't usually do part 2s, but I don't know.